After a 2-month break and mentally preparing myself for Gamescom, the date finally arrived and holy crap. The content announced is crazy. So I didn't cover the second full moon announcement as it was a trailer that we'd already seen from a leak, and Atlus has been focused on releasing information about Tactica, which I do intend to make a big video on, covering everything like the Akechi DLC and everything that's been announced so far, and its approaching release date. However, the big news right now is with Reload. Also, just a little thing before we start, one of these trailers that we're looking at today were unlisted for about 8 days before they were shown by Atlus to the public, so good job Atlus, you managed to keep something behind the curtain about this game for once. So first I'm going to be looking over the trailer and the new content that's been announced within it, and for example, I want to look at the new designs for Seas. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the new redesigns. I think they look cool. Mitsuru's appearance kinda reminds me of her Arena Ultimax outfit, rather than her original costume, but I do think that Ken looks stupid, but I hate that little goblin regardless. I think the way that Junpei is dressed, trying to look cool, I think it suits his personality very well. Akihiko's design hasn't changed much, so I think what he has changed is fine. He looks more buff and masculine versus his original model that looks really skinny, and makes him not as deceptively strong. I don't like Yukari's new design either. I'm a really big fan of the pink jumper, but I suppose there's something about Persona girls with cute jackets that I really enjoy. I'm not too sure why Fuka has armor, considering that she's not actually fighting shadows. Her new headset also is kinda stupid, considering that her persona allows her to do telepathy. In regards to Shinjiro, they've taken heavy inspiration from the movies in regards to his design, as we never see him without his jacket on, or him cooking like we have in the movies. By the way, if you haven't seen the Persona 3 movies, I recommend you do watch them. It's nowhere near as good as the Persona 4 anime, but I still think it's a decent watch. The new battle theme, It's Going Down Now, is reminiscent of Mass Destruction, however, it's kinda just sounds off. From an interview with Famitsu, the lead sound designer Kitajo said that he joined Atlus when Persona 3 came out, and since then he has made amazing remixes of the Persona 3 songs in the Persona 3 and 5 dancing games. And although I'm not a huge fan of the new song that he has made, he is very talented, and the song is objectively good. It's like listening to the Super Mario Bros. Theme versus the Super Mario Land theme. They're really similar, but due to the familiarity, something about the other just doesn't sound right. I can imagine this is what Fest fans felt like way back playing The Answer, and the new version of Mass Destruction being in The Answer. It has been confirmed that within the game, there will be a Persona 5 Royal or Persona 4 Golden mechanic with the music where, depending on who has the advantage, it does change the music. Meaning that if the player has an advantage, it will play the new song, and if the shadows have the advantage, it will play the old song. We also see in the trailer a sneak peek of the introduction cutscene, which we have seen a high-quality anime version of. However, I suppose they're gonna show the in-game engine too. Furthermore, we've seen new animations in Tartarus. For example, we've seen the protagonist's all-out attack. I've heard reports of that depending on who initiates the all-out attack, the splash screen at the end of the battle and animations are different, like in Persona 5. Another Tartarus animation we've seen confirms the existence of fusion spells of the trailer showing us the Jack Bros fusion spell. Thankfully, they haven't been turned into items or removed entirely like Portable. Smaller notes to be made in regards to things that we were shown in regards to Ken's new attack animation and side story event with training with Ken on top of the rooftop. On the topic of side events, alongside the Ken one that we were shown, we've also seen one with Koromaru where you brush him, and another cooking activity was shown with Shinjiro. Confirmations have been made about bonus features like the security camera recordings and side stories being a thing that the developers have named to exist, which are the times that you spend and hang out with the male party members of Seas like Akihiko and Shinjiro. Ken and Koromaru too, which is interesting, which opens up speculation to whether or not they provide bonuses with the new shift mechanic, which is basically baton passing in Persona 5. Perhaps the cooking hangouts provide those kind of bonuses, as I can't imagine any other reason to do the hangouts. Similarly to darts and billiards in Persona 5 Royal. So from what we can see, there's been a change that has been made to the Yakushima trip where Aigus uses her fingertips as a water gun of sorts. This is a change that was made in Portable, so there are more evidence to suggest that they're trying to make a definitive version of Persona 3 with mix mashes of the vanilla, FES, and Portable experience. Which makes me fear the possibility of main story changes being made like Chidori and Shinjiro and the protagonists living. It could be possible, as in the manga they didn't kill him off and they've taken inspiration from basically every media form of Persona 3 there is, be it the original, FES, Portable, the anime, and the manga. Extra information shown to us in this trailer as a new type of fusion or the animation being changed when you fuse a new persona in the Velvet Room. And right after that, we get some nice confirmation that Yuri Lowenthal will continue to voice Ferris and maybe Ryoji? Ryoji isn't confirmed just yet, but we have been blessed into sneak peeks of spoilery cutscenes like the Nyx Descent cutscene where a character from the PS2 cutscene matches the same one from the trailer, confirming that is the said cutscene. We were shown the Thanatos awakening cutscene from the start of the game, which looks really intimidating at such high quality. The scene where Caesar tied up to crosses and are to be sacrifices and Iga shoots at them. Shinjiro and Chidori's death cutscenes, which aren't fully animated. Some are using in-gameplay models rather than anime cutscenes, which is very reminiscent to something like the Persona 5 Awakening cutscenes, where they were using the game models rather than using drawn anime cutscenes. There's a little snippet of some overworld and Tartarus exploration, but it's not anything that we've not seen before. Something interesting to note is that the new C's armor design isn't until after Fuka joins the party, as when it's just Aki, Junpei, Yukari, Mitsuru, and the protag, the armor is nowhere to be seen. This could be for many reasons, but I'm still confused as to why Fuka gets a headset. Why, Atlas? So the release date and editions of the game have been announced and are up for pre-order in some regions, and wow, February 2nd is when it's coming out? I predicted late March or early April, but February. God, I'm hyped for this game. So, the game has a couple of editions. I'm going to talk about physical and then digital. So, there are physical copies of the PlayStation 4 and 5 versions, and there's also an Xbox version. Apparently, Japan isn't getting a physical Xbox version, which, considering the game has been heavily advertised as Xbox marketing, it's kinda ironic that it didn't get a release in the East, but hey. That's fine with me. It starts off at $70 or £60 if you're British like me. And then there's the Igus Collector's Edition, which comes with a physical copy of the game, a physical art book, 2 soundtrack CDs, and an Igus figure that you can stick in a jar for safekeeping. Oh, and it comes with all the DLC. I'll talk about the DLC in a moment because there's another bonus you get if you pre-order, and that is the Persona 4 OST BGM pack. Why on earth is my favorite Persona game's OST locked behind a pre-order? Atlas, come on. So the DLC, well, the DLC is already listed on the Microsoft Store, and it includes the Shujin Academy uniform for C's, the Phantom attire for C's, the Yasagami uniform for C's, and 3 packs of Persona DLC. The Royal Persona Pack 1, the Royal Persona Pack 2, and the Golden Persona Pack, including the Ultimate Persona for Joker, and the Ultimate Persona for the Phantoms, and some randomly assorted persona from the investigation team. So that's the physical releases covered, and well, what about digital? On Steam you can see right now that there's actually 3 tier of game that you can purchase. The base game, the Digital Deluxe Edition, and the Digital Premium Edition. So what exactly is the difference between the Persona Pornhub Premium Edition and the Digital DeLorean Edition? Well, with the deluxe version you get the game, I know, big surprise, a digital soundtrack, and a digital art book. Hell yeah, MP3s and PNGs for an extra $10? Yes, Daddy Atlas, take my money. And, well, with the Premium Edition you get the game, the PNGs, the MP3s, and the DLC. Same as the Igus one, but instead of it being $200, it's only $95 for Day 1 DLC. Oh, yeah, and by the way, you know that Japan's Igus edition isn't a lame Igus edition, and they get a cool new armband rather than a lame figure? And I'm actually mad about this. I saw this on the P3RE site, where the new renders of Shinji, Ken, and Koromaru and Igus are too, if you'd like to go check that out for yourself. Oh yeah, and the Igus edition is $200, another extra $111 just for a figure, by the way. In regards to the game's file size, the recommended specs look to be similar to Persona 5, and the game is only going to be 30 gigabytes, which is insane considering that this game has more content and voice acting than Persona 5, according to the devs. The new box art is confirmed to be heavily inspired by the old Japanese box art, so the fake box art shown in the Spanish leak was unfortunately false. Sorry for that one, guys. The first full moon boss. So a while after the first trailer dropped, a second one did, and this one shows the first full moon boss fight, and from what people who have played the demo have said, they've said it starts with a timer of 30 minutes, and the timer ticks down as its HP gets lower, and it cuts the time in half from 15 minutes to 8 and then to 3. So the fight is harder than the original, and also heavily relies on an understanding of the new shift baton pass mechanic, and finally, it's almost confirmed that it is one character per weapon type, as the first Tartarus mini-boss has had its weakness changed from pierce to fire, meaning that they want you to baton pass between the protagonist and Junpei rather than switching your own weapon type out to be a bow, so then you are super effective. One character per weapon type isn't confirmed, but from the gameplay changes, it basically is. This gives me hope for the new Shinji side story, for me to be able to save him and continue using him after his supposed death, but we can only dream. So, what do you guys think of the new trailers and announcements? Will you be pre-ordering Persona 3 Reload? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm acursedjessie, and if you like this video, please like and share it with your friends. I'm a small creator, so every like means a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to keep up to date with meaningful updates about Persona 3 Reload, consider subscribing. It's free, and means you'll get more videos like this recommended to you. My name's acursedjessie, and you can reopen the tab to find a new video now. Okay,